Let's pause for 15 seconds. Please switch off your mobiles. I have done it. Please switch off your mobiles. Let's give ourselves 15 seconds.
कांग्रेस पार्टी एक वो पार्टी है जिसने हमेशा अहिंसक आंदोलनों को समर्थन दिया।
Everywhere. It's in your shirt, it's in your pants, it's everywhere.
हमारा लक्ष्य एक है। हमारे सपने सिर्फ अपने लिए नहीं, अपने परिवार के लिए, बच्चों के लिए, अपने समाज और अपने देश के लिए हैं।
What happens on any 2 days in this country? In 2 days, 94 farmers will commit suicide. About 600 will attempt it. 6 to 7 times the number of people who succeed will actually attempt suicide. In the last 15 years in this country, inequality has grown faster in the last 15 years than it has at any time in the preceding 50. If you go by the Forbes list, India has $53 billionaires. We're not looking at mere millionaires. We have about 140,000 of those. Okay? But billionaires, dollar billionaires, we have 53, which makes us number 4 or 5 in the world of billionaires. United States first, Russia, Germany, India, or now China has overtaken us, so now we're number 5. But the net asset worth of our billionaires is higher than those of China, higher than those of Russia, higher than those of Germany. In terms of net asset value, our billionaires are the second richest billionaires in the world. And these 53 individuals, if Forbes figures are right, I have no reason to believe they're not, it tells us that these 53 individuals own a wealth equivalent to between 1/4 and 1/3 of our gross domestic product. $341 billion in your $1 trillion economy. Okay? So you're talking about 53 individuals who own about 1/3 to 1/4 of your GDP, and 836 million human beings who live on less than 20 rupees a day. Welcome to India 2011. Welcome to India 2011. Welcome to India 2011.
On Thursday, India's cabinet approved a proposal to identify people living below the poverty line and to redefine what constitutes poverty. This after a World Bank report said that attempts by the government to combat poverty aren't working. The report says that India spends more than 2% of its gross domestic product on programs to reduce poverty, but that these programs are beset by corruption, bad administration and underpayments and have brought only limited benefits. Although India is the world's second fastest growing economy after China, some estimates suggest that as many as 77% of its 1.2 billion people live below the poverty line. A United Nations study released last year found more people living below the poverty threshold in 8 states of India than in all of sub-Saharan Africa. We'll be discussing these issues with our guest.
We found that over 50% of rural households were below poverty line. Now that irritated the government even more because the government is talking about 28%, right? So then they formed a third committee. You see, the Indian system is you keep forming committees until somebody gives you the report you want. Maharashtra is the classic example. How many commissions of inquiry have we had on farm suicides? Finally, it came down to the 13th such report where the gentleman told them what they wanted, and he got promoted from being a vice chancellor to a member of the planning commission. That all the government studies have shown much higher figures of rural poverty than the government of India is willing to place on record.
इस मुल्क को और इस मुल्क के लोकतंत्र को अगर किसी से सबसे बड़ा खतरा है तो वो ना चुने हुए तानाशाहों से।
With more than 1 billion people, India has no shortage of potential test subjects.
International pharmaceutical companies and CROs say India has a huge population, and that is why it is attractive for clinical trials. But what they don't tell you is that India also has huge poverty and a growing gap between rich and poor. And conducting clinical trials within such a context will raise serious ethical issues.
One US company makes people sick And then the US pharmaceutical companies, which have very close ties, if they're not themselves chemical corporations, another US pharmaceutical company comes and tests its drugs. So we feel as if India is increasingly becoming like a colony of US corporations.
लेकिन जो चिंता का विषय है, बदकिस्मती से दुनिया में भी और ये बीमारी हमारे देश में भी आ गई, जहां आदमी आदमी के साथ सेक्स करता है, जो कि बिल्कुल अननेचुरल है, नहीं होना चाहिए, लेकिन है हमारे देश में भी उसकी संख्या अच्छी खासी है कि मर्द के साथ सेक्स करता है। उसको ढूंढना बड़ा मुश्किल, क्योंकि कौन करता है, कहां है, उसका पता नहीं चलता है, जिसकी वजह से उसमें हमें ज्यादा प्रगति नहीं मिली।
ये दुनिया कहां से कहां जा रही है?
Yes, I am relieved. I am very happy. You said, how did I manage this? It is not me, the Congress president, managing it. It is the Prime Minister, myself, my colleagues, my party, the Congress party. The DMK from the beginning has been always supportive, so as Sharad Pawar.